Brad, Bell and Pollock's been in a business over 20 years. We've been representing injured victims of accidents over 20 years. You and I have been in business together over 25 years. And one of the things we concentrate on, including in our radio show, is to inform the public and inform people and families how they can protect themselves before an accident occurs. And I want to go through that with you right now. One of the ways they can do it is through what we call MedPay. Could you explain MedPay for everyone?
Sure. There's different kinds of insurances that you can get when you buy your car insurance. This year, actually starting in January, certain insurance such as MedPay will be mandatory, but the amounts may not necessarily be enough to protect you on the minimum amounts. MedPay is the insurance that makes sure if you get hurt that you have coverage for yourself, that you can make sure that your own hospital bills, your own emergency medical bills, your own emergency ride to the hospital gets paid. If without that MedPay, you don't have the opportunity to make sure you're covered, you're left hoping that your health insurance will work. Sometimes health insurance isn't going to work. The deductibles of the health insurance can be so severe that you end up not being able to get additional care or coverage. MedPay is an important aspect that you want to make sure you have the maximum amount if you can afford it. And you should always quiz your agent a little bit about what is it and how much is it.
So people should ask their agent or their insurance company, can I buy MedPay and in what amounts?
Yes, absolutely.
And if they do that, then, and they have MedPay coverage at the time of an accident, and if they're injured in an accident, then they're going to be able to have their medical bills paid, not just the emergency room and trauma team, but further medical bills as well.
Sure. You know, I had a client call that even told me, she said she called the negligent parties insurance company, and the insurance company told her, we don't settle up with you until you're finished treating. And during that time period, you have to pay your own medical bills.
That could be 6 months, that could be a year or 2 years.
Easily. And what happened is she quit. She actually stopped treating because she didn't have the money. Now, what was amazing about her is she still had health insurance, but when they told her she had to pay for her own medical bills, she thought her health insurance coverage wouldn't cover it either. Well, that stops with MedPay. The other important part about MedPay is you've got to remember, a lot of health insurance companies, whether they have the right to or not, will tell you that they have the right to be the first ones to collect the money back from the negligent driver.
So when the injured person collects the money from the at-fault party's insurance company, are you telling me the health insurance company wants to be paid back their money?
Sure, they call it subrogation. According to subrogation rights, which they claim they have, some of them don't, so you always have to be careful, but they'll say they have the right to get the money first. In MedPay, that's not true. MedPay, you get your money first, and the insurance company that has paid the money pursuant to the MedPay does not get to exercise the right of subrogation.
So one way people can protect themselves and their family is to get the highest amount of MedPay right now, call their insurance company, call their agent, get as high amount of MedPay as they can get right now.
Yeah, I don't mean to jump it, but MedPay, uninsurance, underinsurance coverage, uninsurance coverage, you want to make sure you have all those to protect yourself. Insurance is to protect yourself, even your own assets, to make sure that the injured party gets money from your insurance company, but you want to protect yourself too.
And this is something that we can do and everybody can do right now before an accident occurs to protect themselves and their family.
Sure, it's our belief that you should take care of yourself, and we're helping you to take care of you before and after the accident. We're not waiting. You see a lot of commercials, you see a lot of lawyers, they want you to come to them once they've been hurt. That's their big desire. They brag about how much they take care of people, how great they are when somebody gets hurt, how they'll take care of you. But rarely do you see where they want to talk about how you take care of yourself before the accident and before the injury, and how you take care of yourself when the injury happens.
So if somebody's hurt in an accident, they have MedPay, the ER doctor and trauma team are going to be paid, their medical bills are going to be paid. If they need to go see their own family doctor, that's going to be paid, right?
It should. It depends on how much MedPay you have. If you let your insurance agent convince you that your premium is going to be $10, $12 less because your MedPay is only $5,000 instead of $10,000, could be a problem. A Flight for Life helicopter can be $10,000 to $15,000. So if you're really hurt, significantly hurt in an accident, and you need flight for life, you may end up using up all your med pay if all you have is 5, 10, 15,000. My suggestion is you should get at least 25,000, if not more. Some insurance companies aren't going to write it. And they're not going to write it because first, they don't want to have to be the first ones to pay it. Second, they know they don't have a right of subrogation. So they're not going to be able to get that money back.
But people can shop around to find an insurance company that will write even higher limits.
Absolutely.
And they should do that.
Well, the first place you should look is at our website about the 10 worst insurance companies. That's not our ranking, that's national ranking of the 10 worst insurance companies. When you get your insurance company and you talk to your agent, you should ask your agent to explain in detail what's my coverage, what's my protection in every area, and whatever the limits are, you should ask how much is the premium going to increase if I increase my protection.
But if you have enough med pay, you get the trauma bills paid, you get your doctor treatment paid, sometimes you get therapy paid, and you might even have surgery paid if you need it.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Very
that's
important.
That's one element or one way that people can help themselves through med pay.